Okay guys, today we're doing something a little bit trickier. This is brass. It's a coated brass. I'm not sure what the coating is. I wasn't told, but I can assume it was nickel. But it's going to thread it into a stainless steel piece, and this piece of stainless steel needs to be welded to it. But there's an O-ring inside here that takes a special tool, and the customer doesn't have the tool, and getting this out would probably end up tearing it up. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little underwater welding. No, not actual underwater welding, but we're going to keep this submerged in the water and ground out here with this cant twist. And while I get this tacked in place and get most of the weld I can, and then I'll turn it as needed. So apparently this is not stainless steel. I'm going to try this with the silicone bronze and see if it does any better. So I'll switch over from DC to AC. Okay, so every once in a while you run into these things when you get brought these little specialty items like this. So as I was cleaning this, I can see that this is chrome plated pewter. So pewter is heavier than aluminum, so that's why at first I was like, is this aluminum? But no, this is a chrome plated pewter. So this has a really low melting point. It's pretty dense and heavy, but the thing is, you really don't TIG weld this, really solder weld this. So at this point, I'll ask the customer, I'm not talking about silver solder, I'm talking about low temperature solder. I'll ask the customer what they want to do, and maybe we can, instead of even welding this, we can drill and tap and put a thread in here and screw it back together. But that's gonna kind of kill this video, because at this point, being pewter is not really TIG weldable. It's way too low of a melting point, and I don't have any kind of a low melting point rod other than solder that would work for this, and it's definitely not an application for TIG welding at that point. Okay, well in this case, I'm just going to take this little stainless steel 1/4 screw, and I'm just going to drill and tap each one of these ends and put a little Loctite in there. This is a shower knob, so that ought to get them by. And yeah, just drill and tap, little job, get it done. I'll use a starting tap to begin with, and then I'll use a bottoming tap. Okay, now that is in there tight. Oh, ain't nothing ever easy. Look guys, there's threads here. Something was threaded inside there, and when I went to thread this, it came out. It was left-handed threads. Oh my God. Imagine that. What are the odds? And I'm dead center on it too. Okay guys, exploring my options. This looks like what I've got is this, what now looks like a helicoil. Screw onto these threads here. Put some epoxy glue on it, and in left hand screw it back into this hole. In there real good. Wipe it off later. Now put all of it together and run it in real good. All right, I got the threaded piece back on there, so I'll screw this in left-handed. Oh, BKB, there we are. Clean it up and let it dry. We honestly told this guy that he'd be better off going to Lowe's or Home Depot and getting a replacement, but he insisted on having this one fixed for some reason. And we asked, was it sentimental? He said, no. Okay, man, there's absolutely no guarantees on this.